Hi all, right, welcome back to Enemy Action Kharkov Soviet Solo. This should be the start of Take 2 Part 30. Right, I was just looking back on the last part and what, what a mess I seem to make of things. A couple of clumsy looking things I'm doing. I was also looking down and then I thought, do I not have the First Guards Army card in my hand? And I do, and I'm thinking, what exactly am I doing with these guys? They're sitting about. I think they've had one attack, but could they not have went and took? I mean, they could have went and took these two. These two. However, admittedly, I realised that I would not have been able to. One of the guys went back to take that town. Just the other one. The other thing I noticed was I made the attack on going for this guy, right? Past this guy, I went for this guy and this guy. And then I changed my mind in the end. We had to redo the impulse. I can surround this guy. You know what I mean? Okay, I know we want to achieve this, and yeah, it's true. I mean, we're still going to be one victory point short, so we do need to achieve that. But it just felt like that was going to be such a better attack, because if we surround that guy, take him out, then we can probably, well, maybe not, but the thing is, I could probably have had a bash on these two, which I might still, I don't know now. After these guys all appearing and that, it's maybe it's maybe something else to think about, to be honest. But it's just the fact that we could have surrounded this guy. I can get in here. I can. I can go 1, 2, and then 3 into here, and then I can get a unit in here, surround that guy, and then take that guy out, maybe get that guy out, and then we can surround this guy, But okay, that does mean another impulse with Popov. Where, I mean, how many cards? Yeah, I mean, we do only have 3 cards left on our deck and our draw piles, so. Okay, I mean, there's a chance we might have the southwest front card, but there's a chance that it wasn't. It's still in the supplemental card draw pile, because I think there was maybe 2 cards left back, so I can't really guarantee that, can I? Anyway, just some clumsy looking things and all this, leaving all these towns, but I'm realising now I can't do that, and especially now that the Germans are showing quite a force now. Right, the other thing is, I have found a fault, and it's simple for me to fix. You probably won't understand what I'm talking about, though. You'll need to go back, and you would need to go back and look at things. And it was regarding what Martin mentioned about me leaving Belgorod, empty, unoccupied. I mean, we control it, and he mentioned that he thought that there might have been some possible check on dangerous surround on one of the core Rouse units. And then I thought, well, this one's always been in dangerous surround, and even if this unit's here, he's still in dangerous surround. But I started looking further into it, and right enough, it's sorry, no, it's not that unit. It's this unit, and he is sitting in here. He's sitting here, while we have this 40th unit in here, right, which was illegally moved into there. When that core Rouse unit was sitting in there, he was in dangerous surround, and that was the only move we made with the core Rouse unit. Now, I think he would have still built an IP. I could go back and mess about with all that and say, right, he built an IP there, but then what did he do after that? So he moved from there to there. I mean, what Martin had said was I should have just left the 3rd tank unit back in Belgorod. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to go through it all. If you want to go back, I mean, I've looked back on it. Now, I thought it was this unit at first. It was not. So it was this unit here, right? Now, I'm going to put this guy back in Belgorod, right? Now, he's moved twice since then, so I know this looks kind of horrible. He's also been involved in an attack here, right? But what I'm gonna do is, and yeah, I mean, some of you are probably cringing and saying, Oh, Grant, what are you doing? If I had left that guy back there, this was the guy that was down where, and we moved him up to be adjacent to the garrison, if you recall. And then at first I was moving him into the combat, and then I realised, no, wait just now. And we turned out with, we still had, was it 71 odds? I can't remember. It was, well, I could probably count it, 9, 12, 14, and our 9's 23. So, and then we had the guy that I put back in Belgorod. So we had 25-3. So we had 8-1 odds. And I remember talking about the possibility of having 9-1 odds maybe, but then I wanted to move this infantry up to here so that he could take there, which I'm glad I did, because now we're sitting outside the city, but if I move into that city and don't cover that up, this unit's going to be proximate to that town as well. So I'm glad I've done that. Anyway, this was the guy that, and he moved up to the garrison, and then rather than move him into combat, I actually moved him into Kharkov, the town there, thinking that I'll do that. Well, because, and I know, yes, it's kind of messy, but because I've decided that I should have left this unit back here to stop all this trouble up here, and yes, it was because of the strategic movement from the 40th Army units that it was a mistake. I was a little bit unsure about things. However, I to be honest, I can't sort of say, well, me and Martin were having a discussion about it and we weren't sure. I forgot about it. I did. So it was a mistake on my behalf. But this is the best way to fix it, by putting this unit way back here. And then rather than put that unit in there, I'm going to have had him in there and he would be involved in the battle. So that's what I would have done, because I would have wanted the 8-1 odds. And okay, you might say, well, but would you leave that town empty? Well, the only other thing I could say is we could have dropped the odds to 7-1, and I could have put that in there. And all the chits that came up would not. If you remember, we had two clear chits that were D1 each, and then we had 2 61 chits that were D2 each. So it wouldn't have mattered if I had even dropped to 6-1. Which is, I think if I left the 2 strength unit in there, it would have been 7-1, so it wouldn't have mattered. But I don't want to do that, because that's what I would have. Well, I'm saying that's what I would have done. It might not have been that. I feel bad about sort of saying, well, we got away with it. Say for instance, the 2 chits that we got were 8-1 odds chits. Then I wouldn't have been able to get away with this, because. I think, well, here's the other thing, I suppose, and I kind of know, and yeah, I know this is messy, yeah, but I'm going to activate the 3rd tank again, and I'm going to activate them. I'm probably going to activate them this turn. Although I had some cheeky thoughts about being a bit cheeky about that. So I think I'll do that. We'll say that I'd left this guy back here, and I'd moved this guy up to get rid of that garrison, and then he joined the battle here against that it was a 48 core unit, wasn't it? One of the purple ones, and we eliminated him, and we just decided to leave this town empty. I mean, this guy's not proximate to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I remember looking at that at the time, and we were considering leaving it empty. And then at the last minute, I thought, well, I don't need 9-1 odds. 8-1 odds is fine, so let's put that in there. Now I could say, right, I don't need 8-1 odds. Put that guy in there, and we'll have 7-1 odds, and I'm fine. But that's after seeing the combat. So it feels like, although I would have got away with it, it seems a bit cheeky to do that. But I need to put this guy back here to stop this problem that I had with the core Rouse unit, or then I'm going to have to rewind everything back to there. And like Martin said, it's more, I didn't want to leave this empty, and I only moved that unit away when this unit entered the city. However, I then found out that was an illegal move him into the city. So, and then I decided to leave that because I'd moved it on. But it's when Martin mentioned, and then I looked into it, and right enough, like I say, this guy, he was back here. Now, if he was back here, right, and this unit wasn't here, then he wasn't in dangerous round there. He wasn't in dangerous round. No, he wasn't, because I looked at it. Bear in mind, these have moved. This has moved. This was over here. This was down here. These have moved. So, and I did look at it at the time, and I thought, oh well, and then I activated them. You know, he took that action about being in dangerous round and moving out of it, and then I thought, oh well, that's me. I blundered there then. So the best way to fix it is to leave this guy back here. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, and we'll just not go any further into it than that. That's probably more than enough anyway. And I know that was a couple of bits ago. I realised that, yeah, I mean, yeah. It's either that or I'll let these mistakes go, but, you know, I don't want to do that if I can fix it. And I feel like, although that's messy and some of you might be challenging how I'm doing that, you know, I'm kind of like saying, well, I would have done this, and yeah, it's not very clever, is it? It's not very clever. It's not how I want to be performing, like, but I don't want to rewind everything, because there's too much went by, you know. But I don't want to just say, oh well, that guy moved up. I mean, the other way to do it is leave it, bring this guy back to here, find out what he would have done. I think he would have built an IP, but he's then since had another activation since. Or has he? Yeah, well he has. He built an IP up here, didn't he? So I mean, he would have built an IP there, and then I don't know what he would have done, because he wouldn't have been in dangerous around. I think this is the best way to do it. I do, yeah. But I need to point these things out anyway. You know what I mean? Okay, there's always going to be an asterisk to these games. Like I said, oops, sorry, get that bump. Like I said a wee while back there, I thought somebody's comment on it was on the Facebook page regarding solo wargamers, I think. And about no, not solo wargamers, just wargamers in general, and it was about, you know, the lies that wargamers will tell you. You know, oh, I'm not going to buy another wargame this year, or and then one of them was, oh, I've just played the game Enemy Action Ardennes right the way through, and had a German victory, you know, strategic victory, and I never made a mistake. It's one of the ones where yeah, I did say when in my playthrough Enemy Action Ardennes, I would challenge Mr. Butterfield himself to play this right through without getting something wrong. I'd love to see a video of that. Like, I'd be all over watching that. You know, just to see if he could do it without get. I think he would get something wrong. I do. Well, prove me wrong, Mr. Butterfield. Prove me wrong. Okay. Right. We're gonna go with that, and yeah, another one of these moments. But you know what? I might not be finished with these, but hopefully it'll make me learn from my blunders. Well, I don't know. I mean, this was all caused by me making a mistake with strategic movement, which I know there came up, questions arose from it. However, I never thought about it. I didn't, not once when I was strategically moving these units did I say to you on the camera, oh, I've got to remember that I can't move any further west. And, you know, even if I thought it was front, even if I thought these units could move as far west as their front, surely I would have mentioned that, you know, and said, oh, well, that's okay, I can move as far because these third tank units are up here, I can move as far west as them, you know. I never said it once. I'm not going to try and lie and say, oh well, I thought about it, but I thought it was this and all that. That's rubbish. I totally forgot about it. So there we go. Right, so I think I'll go with that. And it makes me feel slightly better, although not really, not by much, to be honest. Right, 15 minutes, Grant, and well, I have a feeling my impulse, whatever it's going to be, is going to be rather quick anyway. Well, not necessarily, not. Because I suppose initially my thought is play the Voronezh front card. I mean, it was six army that activated the last impulse, and I know there was a slight blunder with that the last time, but that is definitely what happened because, I was in the midst of activating the Popov and then reset them to move these 6 army units into a better place. I mind it was just a units card we used, but that still counts as them having an activation. And then now I've got the chance to activate 3rd tank again. I didn't draw, which I would have kind of liked the 3rd tank units card so that I could just move this guy into here and this guy into the city. However, there's a couple of other things come up now that I know that this guy's back here where he was, and I suppose that's a bit a sour taste as well, because now I'm thinking, because I could now move him. Okay, I'm going to leave the city empty, but the other thing was I drew the 40th Army card, so I could take a little chance here and not move the 3rd tank. And here was the other thing, of course, I know now that town's empty, so I could, if I activate 3rd tank, I could fix this, I could move this, I could take this, and I could take that, However, if I do move this out, I'm leaving this city empty. But I already spoke about I wasn't really bothered about the danger of these units getting there. However, when Martin said that there might have been an issue with when you check dangerous round, I looked back on it and I did. I used one of the, I don't know if this guy, I'd move this guy or not, but I used one of these mechanised units to check, and they were surrounding this guy when he was in here. And that then made me think, right, because I'd done an action because of that, and I shouldn't have done that, and that's why I'm having to move it back. Man, I go on a bit. So dear. There's got to be some folk that must look at some of these videos and think, what's going on here? This guy's not right. You're taking it too serious, Grant, or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Because the other thing is, I'm not really frightened about leaving another impulse to move into that city. It might sound a bit odd, but we've already checked and nothing can get into the city. And then, of course, my other fear was the core Rouse unit, the eliminated one, going into the reserve units box and then deploying. And yes, that's exactly where he would deploy. But he's not, he's still sitting in the eliminated units box, so I feel like I could take another impulse that wasn't the 3rd tank. And the thing with that is though, the only risk I'm taking if I activate the 3rd tank, because I was thinking all I needed was the 3rd tank units card and then do these 2 moves. But then look, I've got this issue, and then I've also got not so much this being an issue, but I want him to be joining up with the rest of the group, really, So could activate 40th Army first. Yeah, but that doesn't fix that. That takes a chance with something else happening up here too. I mean, these guys might. This guy is not proximate either. At least I don't think he is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he's not. I really think I should just do what I was going to do with use the Voronezh front card and activate third tank again. That's what I was going to do. That is what I'd planned. It's just looking at other things now. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm not going to mess about with things. I mean, this is what I intended doing, and it might start looking like I'm starting to, I don't know. Well, the thing is, no, right, I'm doing this. I'd try to dig myself out a hole here, I think. And I don't think I'm making it, but anyway. Right, okay. This is a card I'm playing. I'm going to activate one Vornes front army plus stacked Vornes front units. The army I'm going to activate is third tank army. None of my third tank army units are stacked with any other Vornes front units, unfortunately. So they're just going to, it's just basically a third tank activation. Right, when I activate them, hang on. So when I activate them, this unit's active, this garrison comes away. Okay, right, not messing about. That guy's going to move into there. That's all he can do. It's going to cost him 2 movement because he's breaking zone of control. He's got to stop when he enters an enemy, when he takes an enemy city or town anyway. So I'll put another red star up there, and we will get 2 victory points. So he goes in there. My 2 victory points now take me to 20. So we're just 1 short. Yeah, we did have a mobile, a pop-off units card as well, though, didn't we? Yeah, because I thought I had more cards in my drop pile, but I mean, there's only 3. So, yeah. Okay, so that's that movement, right? Let's get this guy. He's going to go 1, 2, 3 to take, well, not to take the town, but just to protect the town. And then we'll see what other guys are going to do. I'm not sure about the rest. I think looking at things, and I've been thinking about this, watching the last couple of parts. That's me up to date with everything. I've watched everything back. Yeah, and I might have mentioned this before. I think what I just need to do now is get the 21 points and hold them. I feel like that's the position I'm at just now. Now, let's try to see. Yeah, again, the calendar's all covered up. Well, even if we go to turn 7, what is turn 7? No, see, you still need. Yeah, by turn 7, you still need greater than 25. So you're having to hang on quite a bit, aren't you? Turn 9's greater than 23. Yeah, in fact, it's greater than 21. So 10, 11, you don't get to turn 12 is greater than 19, gives you an operational victory. Which is the same victory as the rest of them, yeah. Well, actually, operational victories. Yeah, so operational, that's the last chance to get an operational victory. Then turn 13 gives you a tactical victory. I'd be happy with any of the victories, to be honest. But I suppose if we could hold 21 points for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh man, that's like by turn 12, so yeah, you're gonna have to try and do more than that then, aren't you? And that's what's kind of like, I mean, I suppose we don't really start getting serious reinforcements till about turn 10. I mean, yeah, we get 2 or 3, but yeah, so I suppose, I mean, that 26 victory points is what you want, but 5 more victory points, I don't know, well, maybe, you know, maybe it's possible to, you know, we're talking about, we probably need to get the last victory point from down here somewhere. Now, whether it's one of these map edges or this town here, this one here got taken away from us, but you remember there's a strong force here. But I suppose pushing on to try and get to 25, I mean, this is sitting here, but you'd need to be in supply. This is 2 victory points, and yeah, I don't know. I suppose we need to see how the game progressed, but I still think it is important. I feel like it is important to get the 21 points, and then maybe we can look at what, let's get the 21 points and just hold on to it. But here's me activating third tank just now, so I suppose this is why I'm wondering, should I be getting more aggressive? Should I try and go for that guy? And I don't know. Remember, I said we couldn't get, we've only got 2 hexes. Well, that would be a full stack of 11 strength. Yeah, this is a three stepper, isn't it? So you get 11 and 9, 20, or that would be 5. Oh, that's the same. That would bring an extra chip pool though. So it'd be 20 against 5. It'd be 41 odds with, well, in actual fact, the 3-step brings an extra chip pool with it as well, doesn't it? It'd be 41 odds with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chip pools. I'd certainly feel like I had to chuck something into that. Possibly artillery from that card. Don't really want to use the 40th Army card. It's got intelligence on it though, which is nice. It's a nice combat tactic, isn't it? But I want to, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I suppose we could just leave these 2 guys here, and then there's, but the 40th Army, we're going to like go and get this secured so that he could head off, probably a bit in Kharkov and a bit in Belgorod, and let the 3rd tank join up with her. So it is quite important. See, I don't know. I feel like I should just be dropping back and keeping this. But I don't know. I think we should have a go at this, shouldn't we? Now that I'm thinking about it. But I tell you what, that's not, when I went to press record there earlier on, 27 minutes ago, I was all defensive, and I thought, right, I'm going to get my 2 victory points up there, I'm going to protect that, I'm just going to drop these guys back, so we're going to hold this town, and we're going to make sure Kharkov's safe, because we've got the 40th Army card, so some of them can come up. I don't need to leave everything 3rd tank here. I mean, I could drop some of them back into here just to protect, make a line here to stop, 40th into here, maybe something into there, and drop back. But now I'm like, maybe I could take that guy on. Yeah, I was thinking about going to do it, but see, if we do take this, then we've got to try and protect that, as well as that, and as well as this. And bear in mind, if we take that, these guys are sitting right flanking us either side, waiting to just yeah, but I mean, you could put enough into here and then leave enough in here, Grant. You don't need to press on any further than that, and then oh, I don't know. I feel I'm getting drawn into this. I don't think I should do it. But we do need 1 more point, and if I was to take it there, then I wouldn't need to worry about the pop-off. I'm not saying I wouldn't try and take more with the pop-off units. I think I'm going to try this. Right, well, I worked out that 5 units in there, no. Yeah, it was 5. So I could just drop these infantry units back into there. I mean, I did actually think that I could maybe even strategically move 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I mean that guy in Belgorod could actually strategically move up to there, and that infantry could strategically move into there as well. I know that's leaving both of these open, right? Kharkov being one of them. But we're definitely going to activate 40th Army next turn and fill these gaps, if you like. We're going to go here, 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 and if not something in here, it's going to be safe. You know, it's going to be protected. But here's the thing, Grant. You're as well dropping these units back to there and just leaving them there just now, am I not? Yeah. Because you're not going to have. I'm not going to have the space to. I mean, all I'm going to do with this is 5, 9, 11. Right, hang on. He's a 1. Right now, he's a 1 stepper. So he could switch places actually. 11, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's not going to give us. It gives us an extra 3. Does it? 5, 9, 11, and 9's 20. So I could have 23. I need 25. Oh, wait now. The combat engineers now add 2 now. Oh, this could be interesting. Because it used to just be 1, but I know that the Panzer, the tank, or whatever they are. Look for combat tactics, Grant. The tank brigade and rifle brigade, they add 2. Combat engineers, attacker, add 1. Right, thanks for that. I was getting all worked up there, I thought I had it. It still only adds 1 to the combat strength. Damn it. And we don't have any of that. I mean, we've got intelligence, but that's the 40th Army card, and I really I can't take the chance for that. I think I play the artillery if anything. Yeah, because getting the odds up to 5-1 would have been much more tempting, but that's right, innit? I've got 11 and 9, and I think I would be able to add another 3 at most. This is 23. If I could have got to 24, I would have used that. Damn it. Well, you can't, Grant, so you decide what you're going to do. Well, I think the fact I can't up the odds, I'm probably better just moving the 2 infantry units back and only going in with the 5 units and playing the artillery combat tactic to get the 7th chip pool. I mean, well, here's the thing though, I mean, I'm at 41 odds, so it's the 7th chip pool is, you know, I've said all along, a large attack with 5-1 or 6-1, you feel you're safe, I think, but we're only going to have 4-1. So I mean, do I really need the large attack? Well, artillery's not bad, and it's that first guards card as well. So, I mean, if I did add the extra 3 strength, all it would be doing is give me another chip pool. Right, Grant, come on, make up your mind. Right, I'm gonna do this. It feels kind of crazy, but so I think these 2 infantry units are just going to stop back 1, 2 into there, into that town. Now, what happens if you take this town then, Grant? Then I'm going to have a decent stack in there, and then units adjacent to it, am I not? Yeah. So it's pretty much simply a case of, right, do I want the mech units here or here? I'm not sure it matters, but maybe it does. Yeah, we can't get flank on them as well. This is... Oh. This is not a good idea, is it? Somebody just tell me not to do that, please. He's in a town. He's got 3 steps. We're gonna have 4-1 odds. You know, what have we got going for us? We're gonna have artillery, okay. We're gonna have 4-1. That's where it stops, I think. He's got a town. And he's got 3 steps, so we need... well, I'm not really trying to eliminate him here. I'm just trying to take the town. But I mean, if I was to eliminate him, it's D6 we need, because he's got 3 steps. And he's in a town. Okay, I just thought it'd be sensible to jump down here and just double check the rules for the victory points on the map edge. So it's on page 41, 17 victory conditions, 17.1 Soviet victory points. Map edge VP hexes. 4 hexes on the east and south map edges are marked with VP values. Unlike towns and cities, these hexes can't be owned by either player. So you don't like put I wouldn't be putting a red star on there if I moved into it. You gain the listed victory points only as long as a Soviet unit occupies the hex and is able to trace supply. You lose those victory points if the hex becomes unoccupied by Soviet units, or if during a subsequent supply phase the Soviet units in that hex can't trace supply. Yeah, so it would check it all the time though, wouldn't it? You know? Yeah. You gain the listed victory points only as long as a Soviet unit occupies the hex and is able to trace supply. Right. So, well, that's what I thought. So, I mean, if we take that right now, right, then we trace 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're on a Soviet map edge. We've got supply. So it's not too difficult, is it? So yeah, I'm just thinking if I don't go for that victory point, then, and I mean, I know this guy is just as, but he's not really. I think we should be going for this guy. Yeah. And not only that, we could potentially do a 2-stack 6, 8, 11, 17 with 6 chip pools on that. 17 to 3. Yeah, we're 1 short again, aren't we? And we couldn't play the engineers that time because that is actual the card I would be thinking of. You know, I was looking at the units card, like, but I mean, I do have, to be honest, I do have the whole. I mean, maybe I should use the whole army card, do that, play the engineers as well on the attack, and then with the rest of these guys have a go at the dispersed guy maybe, or not even that, maybe just come and surround this guy. Maybe not attack him, but just surround him. Yeah, I'm feeling like this is a mistake up here. I don't think I should get drawn into this. and I feel like I could have a good go at this guy down beside Popov. Yeah, I'm gonna bottle out this. Okay, so change of plan. Yes, I'm gonna fall back. Do I want to make any change to that then? Maybe. I don't know. I'd probably want to keep them all together and just. Yeah, it's harder to think when you're trying to be defensive, aren't you? 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe do we just plug some holes here? Maybe. I don't know what else you're going to do though, Grant. I mean, you're just going to sit there? I suppose once you move into the next turn, you've got that. Here's the other thing. I was looking at this is the red dotted line that if we got the 21 points, then up until this red line, we would be in, what is that again? Support. But you'll notice this, well, they're all sitting outside that line just now. Now, I know there's ways of putting a marker outside that line to give you the support, but this town in itself is sitting outside the line. I mean, it's not, it doesn't mean that it's, but, well, it's bad not to be in support, but it's not the end of the world. You see a lot of the chits that are drawn, or say if they're not in support, you know. Oh, and I thought it was going to be a quick impulse. I say, look at this. I just can't. I've been paused for ages there, just try to say, should I try it? Should I go for this or not? But I think I'm going to sit back, let the 40th Army units come up a bit. Maybe even, you know, this is the time and you consider just sitting back and replacing some points, you know, that next turn. And then hopefully we've still got the 21 points moving the next turn, and we can, and again, there's going to be more reserves coming. Right, okay, Grant, come on. Right, I've decided I'm going to move this guy back in here as well. So that's 3 units. I think I'd like to keep these guys on the road then. 1, 2, 3, but into the woods there. So that's just got 2 quite nice stacks. Hang on, he was just a one-stepper. I mean, I could have, to be honest, I could have this guy down there as well, and then have one of these mech units on his own, maybe. Oh no, that's fine. Right, 1, 2, 3. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. I mean, it just means I'm backing up. It just means, I don't know, next turn I draw 3rd tank. Probably not going to be doing much for them. It feels a bit weak. Yeah, I guess you need to play the game. You need to play the game 2 or 3 times, and this is what I've made my mistake here. I suppose I should have had a go, maybe 1 or 2 tries, just to try and get the idea of what is going to happen and what I need to be achieving. But yeah, okay, right. I think I'm going to just stick with that. We've done that, protecting that. We've got a nice force in that town. I don't want to lose that town. Well, I don't want to lose victory points. Sitting at 20, I'm pretty sure I should be able to get this one down here, hopefully. I think that would have been a mistake. Don't know what you think. Maybe you might want to voice your thoughts on that one, if I should have just went for it. Possibly. And I think we'll just leave these two. I mean, I could bring him up to Kharkov. I mean, I am going to activate 40th. It's definitely activating 40th Army next turn, am I not? I mean, I know I've got the pop-off stuff to do, but I can surely wait. Well, I say that, but that third corps is quite strong, so yeah, I mean, third corps activate, that guy could lose his disperse marker, couldn't he? And I quite like that idea of activating pop-off, having a go at this guy, and maybe having a wee nibble at this guy while he's dispersed. So that would then mean I'm maybe not activating 40th. Well, you know what? I can leave these guys here, can't I? I'll just leave them sitting there. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To be honest, he can strategically move up to here. Probably, if he wanted to. And this guy as well. I mean, he's waiting to take he's wanting a replacement point now. Bring on next turn when we... Oh, we drew it this turn though, didn't we? Well, we've used it. Did we not use the card? The supplemental card for the... Oh no, was that last turn? It must have been. It's not in the discard pile anyway. Unless I put in the wrong bit. No, I've got... No, it must have been last turn then. Yeah, it must have been last turn. Yeah, it's just with me watching back videos and that. Well, that's good. So there's a good chance we'll get that card next turn again, and then we can repair him a little bit. Right, I think I'll leave it at that. Okay. I don't know how daft all that was, and it seems to have been a rather messy episode. Yeah, Grant digging himself out a hole. That might well be in the comments in the header, or trying to dig himself out a hole. Right, that's third tank being activated. I've moved the counter up. That's the Vornesh front card gone. We won't see that next turn. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. Okay, let's just call it that, Grant. Oh, hang on. I need a new card. What do I need this time? Well, actually, the last couple of times I've drawn a card, I've said, right, yeah, it'd be nice to get a pop-off card. Drew the pop-off army card. What did I say the last time? Yeah, 40th army card would be nice. 40th army card to draw. So I'm not gonna tell you what I'd like to get this time. I'm just gonna draw it because it looked a bit like, yeah, you just picking what you want. Ooh, okay. Right, well, we do have a southwest front. Ooh, well, that's good then. That makes me feel much more comfortable about things happening down here, about getting our victory point. I'm pretty sure we should get that now, because I mean, I could possibly activate pop-off 3 times, you know, 1 time a unit's activation, right enough, but... Right, okay, I'll get these units tidied up and we'll try and squeeze a German impulse in before this video goes far too long. Yeah, you and your quick impulses, Grant. Okay, I'll be back. I better copy this across first as well, so I'll take a wee pause. Okay, I'll be back with German impulse shortly, guys. Cheers. Hi all. Right, back to finish off enemy action Kharkov. So take 2 part 30. So we've got a nice hand of cards. We eventually... Oh, I've not tidied the units up. Oh, I was just wanting to get that bit copied over. So, yeah, I got a good hand of cards. German impulse coming up. We've got all defensive here. Not sure if it's sensible or not. And yeah, I had no idea where to move these units. I think when you're on the offensive, it's a lot easier to decide what you're doing. You know, you pick a target and you move towards it. But when you're on the defense, then yeah, I probably could have done something slightly better with this. But I don't really know what I'm doing just now. I just want to hold that area. We are going to have to concern ourselves with this whole support line thing. I'll need to find out how the markers that you can put, because that town is outside the area, you know. Yeah, so yeah, we will need to find out about them support markers, because that is going to be an issue there. Yeah, I suppose I didn't think about that at the time of taking that town, but I mean, not all the towns are inside that area, so I mean, yes, I suppose this one was, but I mean, look at this now. Well, is it possible we could consider, like, you know, once we've got our secured victory point down here, this is within the support line. So maybe make more of an effort to take this, and then I suppose potentially I could drop back from there, couldn't I? I could drop back behind the line, and I don't know. Like I say, I don't think we can just sit there on 21 points, and it seems like probably a slightly boring way to do it. Try and hang on to the end of the game with what we've got. So, well, again, let's get through this turn and try and get the 21 points first, Grant, and then we'll work on what we want to try come the time. Okay, so let's get German Impulse and we'll get this part finished then. Okay, second SS, there's nothing in the reserve units box. Just glancing up. So nothing to deploy. They want to activate. If that doesn't happen, they will try and replace a step, which I think they can do. They do have, yeah, but they've got a few units on the map, so they might well activate. So let's try and activate all 2nd SS Panzer Corps units. Okay, well, I thought we just had 4, but then I remembered I'm going to move this guy, 48th guy, down at the bottom and put him up the top. Try and leave the purple patch at the top showing, but so yeah, and there's 2 in here, isn't there? Is it? Yeah, there's 2 reduced units in this city. These 2 3-steppers here, which is interesting. That's a full 10 strength worth of 6 steps worth of units. Is that a 3-stepper as well? He's a 5 strength. He is as well. Yeah, they're strong, aren't they? Okay, well, we're going to try and activate them. We're still on turn 4 though. Yeah, I thought about having a look at the action steps for turn 5, but I thought, no, I'll no bother. I'll just wait until it happens, which is maybe a mistake. Okay, so it's just them, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 5 units. So if behind Soviet line, and I know I'm going to go through it all again. I know you can switch off for a while or fast forward, but this is more for me than it is for anybody else, I tell you. If behind Soviet lines, oh, I forgot about one. We have one along here, don't we? So in Gotnya. Yeah. Right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 units then they've got. Right, okay. So there's nothing behind Soviet lines though. They can all trace supply. That's the main sort of checking point there, I think. Yeah, okay. So move to a VP hex. And then let's just jump to the end of this, because if starting alone in VP hex, to which Soviet unit proximate do not move at all this activation. So, and then we got word back that didn't count as a, however they're bound to do something else. It's just that I feel, well, these guys are in VP hex, but we're not proximate to them, and they're not alone. There's 2 of them there, but this guy here, however, is, and we are proximate to him, and he's in a VP hex on his own, right? So he's not going to move. Now I want to, yeah, I think I can do that though, can't I? No. Well, no, I can't, because it's not, he's not done anything, has he? Yeah, I can't do that. But he's not going to be considered for anything else. Well, no, actually, hang on. That's not true, Grant. But again, most of the actions are going to be moving. Admittedly, if I had units round about him here, then yeah, he could still maybe attack. It's just to try and keep track of things. Well, I'm just going to have to assume. I think this guy up here could be the same, although I'm approximate. I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So he's the same. He's alone in a VP hex with a Soviet unit proximate. So he's not going to move either. No, I'm going to use. The yellow ones on there. Hopefully that'll register with me. And there's none more. This guy, I don't know if approximate or not, but he's not on his own. He's got a 48th Corps unit in there. These are not in VP hexes. Okay, so but the main part of the action step is move to a VP hex. Move to German VP hex only if empty or garrison the Soviet unit would be proximate after move. May end in dangerous round. This is in ascending order. I don't know where we're at with that. He's 5. He's 1 up here. He's 2. So we're actually looking at him, but there's no VP hex for him to move to. This. Sorry, the card's in the way. There is a VP hex town here, but we would need to be proximate to that for them to consider moving to it, because it's empty. Yeah, move to German VP hex only if empty or garrisoned, and Soviet unit would be proximate after the move. So that's not the case. I don't think there's any kind of options for them there, is there? I mean, we've covered this one. We've took the city. Yeah, there's no VP hexes for them to move to. This is in fact the only free VP hex that's available that I can see. Well, without going down here, that I've left these empty, but they're not proximate to that. Oh, this guy's not that far away, I suppose, but we've got stuff in the way. But you know, you can't get through to this. So, but just as well, I mean, in fact, just as well, I moved that back into there, because that would have been a possible one. In fact, is this not the guy we counted? But see, I've cleverly moved these guys down to here. That's just been lucky, not clever. But before I moved into there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again before I moved the 6th Army unit up as well. Okay, there's none of that. There's none of the step 2 stuff happening. So step 3, if in dangerous surround. Right, that's unlikely. Well, these guys are not. These guys got placed carefully in their reserve deployment. Well, and this guy. To not have any issues with that. Yeah, there's no way these are in dangerous round. I cannot get around the back end of them. And then there's this guy up here, which I think we might have looked at before, because to check if now we have moved it. No, I did look at this. That was the one thing I looked at. I thought, if you put that guy back there, because I remember doing a check. We were checking if that I moved to a hex at step 6. Move to hex and removes dangerous round from another German occupied hex. It's when we were activating the Rouse units, and I thought, oh no, but if that guy's there, is he in dangerous round? Well, he's not. This guy was up here. He couldn't get down to surround him, and this is infantry now. We can't. Although this guy can go into here, there's nothing. Well, actually, I'll move these guys back now, but no. So I couldn't get through the garrison to start with, so I need to come in from this end. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, it's not. He's not in dangerous rounds, right? So none of that. There's nothing that's in dangerous round. Well, in any case, this guy is in a VP hex and he's not going to move, is he? That's why he's got that wee yellow cube on top of him, Grant. Right, we're going to draw 2 action cards now and pick the lowest one. Right, so draw 2 action cards. 1, 2, and then see what we get. We've got 14 and 15. Okay, so 14 first. I'll put it here somewhere. Let's try to squeeze things in now, but okay, so escape the pocket. So situation, active unit surrounded or in danger of surround. No, well, we've checked, none of them are in dangerous surround. We've just been through that and none of them are surrounded, so that's not going to apply. So we'll move on, check the next card, which is deploy flank protection. Action, place 1 garrison marker in the lowest numbered empty position hex, meeting all these criteria. Within 3 X's of an active unit, not adjacent to a Soviet unit, in German reserve supply, would cause a German unit in danger of surround to be no longer in dangerous surround. Okay, I don't think so, but possible. So we're looking for a unit that's in dangerous surround, that a garrison 3 hexes away from one of these active units might help. Well, we know this guy way down here is in dangerous surround, but a garrison going here is not going to stop that. Oh, hang on, this guy's probably in dangerous surround now because we moved that infantry up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah, he moves into there. So he's in dangerous surround. So a garrison 3 away from 1, 2, 3. Nah, that's not going to help him either, is it? Because it came in there and there, didn't it? Yeah, so that's not helping as well. And there's nothing else. This guy's not in dangerous surround. So, and then over this side, we know all these guys are good. Nothing's really changed, even though the 3rd tank units have made a move, but yeah, this is all a nice line that's all unsurroundable, I don't think. Well, yeah, pretty much so. Hang on. We can get around the back of that guy. That's all infantry, isn't it? Yeah, we moved our mech units further down, so yeah, we'll not get around the back with infantry then. I did, yeah, I was going to split them up, but I don't think I did. Yeah, I kept my mechanised units all together. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can't. I mean, I could have got, if I'd had the movement, could have got in there and probably could have got in there. And that would have been probably doable. Yeah. And just, I mean, we do have this guy down the bottom here, so I mean within 3 of him, but none of these guys are in trouble, so nah, I don't think a garrison placed is going to remove dangerous round from any other German unit. Cause a German unit in dangerous round to no longer be in dangerous round. Nah. Right, that's going away as well then. So we've not done anything yet, have we? I mean, although the 2 units are marked not to, that they'll not move, We're still not carried out an action yet. Surely an IP will go on somebody. Yeah, well. So, and then we're trying to move to a hex that removes dangerous round from another German unit. Okay, well, I was going to say possibly, because we know this is in dangerous round, so this guy could move, but no, he can't. He's got that yellow cube on him, so he's not going to move. And well, hang on. Well, it's the same situation here, though, isn't it? He's in dangerous round, but he'll not move, and any of the other guys are too far away to help him. Yeah, that's not happening either. Or enable supply trace from another German occupied hit. No, there's not supply issues in, is there? No, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. So, and then 7, if a non-VP hex and Soviet unit proximate to empty or garrison German VP hex. Well, I don't think there is any empty or garrison German VP hexes. Like we said in the step 2, wasn't it? This was the only one that was like empty. I mean, there's not even any garrison German VP hexes. And when I'm pointing at this one, we're not proximate to it after it moved to there. If a non-VP hex, Soviet unit proximate to empty or garrison German VP hex, move to hex that prevents Soviet proximity to that VP hex. No, that's not happening either. Right, so place an IP on the unit if eligible on Soviet unit proximate. Right, well, hopefully this happens, or we're going to have to be drawing a new card. Right, we'll start. I mean, you're meant to go in descending order. Well, these probably are in descending order. We're not proximate to them, and they're in a city. We are proximate to this, however, it's in a town. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are proximate to this, and he can build an IP, so we're good. We can at least get this part finished. I'm kind of shuddering to look back on it. I just feel like it was just awful messy, and like I say, I felt like I was trying to dig myself out a hole, but I don't know. I suppose it's the way I'm trying to do things and trying to fix the errors and not have these things can make a bit of a shambles of things, really, can't it? Yeah. Right, he's in a town, he's in a city, he's in a town. Well, you know what? It was only him then, wasn't it? Thank God we had him then. Or we would have been drawing on our card, wouldn't we? So he builds an IP, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 6 units. Yeah, that's it. And then we'd remove disperse markers from any units. There was none of them. But fortunately we did place an IP. So we did carry out a step within a German activation of 2nd SS Panzer Corps. Come here. Right. Yeah, we did activate all units and they done very well, so I suppose that could be classed as quite good. Now see if we got the 3rd Corps there, that, I mean, you know, well, the 2 cards that were drawn weren't very good, but we got a combat with that, I had an attack card, I'm not sure though. But then this dispersal would have came off, for instance, and things like that, so, yeah, okay. Right, I'll cut this and put it together, and I'm kind of a bit wary to just chuck it out there, to be honest. I feel like I'd like to review this one and see how bad it is. I just feel like I'm, I don't know, this looked a bit of a mess, to be honest, but I don't know, I'm trying, but maybe I'm trying too hard, I don't know, but I don't like. I mean, I've watched some of the other videos out there, and you know, the guys, they want to do them their way, and you know, I'm a bit disappointed myself watching the videos like that. I mean, I shouldn't really be critical, but I don't want to mention names and whatever. But one of them I made a comment on, and you know, said thanks, and yeah, look into it, and nothing else happened. And I just feel like folk that are watching that, and like I said to you already, I know one of the guys that's watched, I think David, watched some of my videos, got caught up in that and was playing the game wrong because just following a video. I mean, if you've got the patience to follow my videos, and you can work it all out, and you can work out all the puzzles when I try and fix things when things go wrong, then I won't lead you in a way that won't be the right way of doing it. And I've got the best guy following behind me, you know, cleaning up after me, and Martin just checking things out, and he seems to be sticking by that, and okay, and doing that. But you know, some of the other videos, I know one of the other videos didn't start watching it actually because I watched the previous stuff that he put out for Enemy Action Ardennes, and I'm quite surprised he actually went and got Enemy Action Kharkov. I've not, like I say, I've not watched the videos. A couple of comments I think I looked at, and they were a bit like, you know, I think doesn't like this type of game because you're having to do so much for the AI. But this is the best thing about this game for me. Now, okay, we're all different. You know, if you don't want to spend all this time, you know, I suppose a lot of people do. They don't want to spend all this time playing the AI. But if you want to play a solitaire war game, there can be nothing better than this, honestly. And you've got to put the effort into. I mean, how can, you know? Okay, use guys that can play both sides. Fair enough. You know, use guys that can sit and you know, you put one head on one side, and then you switch over to the other head on the other side, and you move your units about. And I can't do that. I need something to operate the other side for me, and to operate in a way that I'm going to get the enjoyment out of it. Yes, okay, I'm going to have to put a lot of work into that other side, but you have to, because it wouldn't work. It needs to be able to compete with you, and for it to compete with a human brain, right? Even my human brain, it needs to do a good job, you know. Okay, I'm starting to put myself up there, but you know what I mean. It needs to do a really good job, and it's going to be complex. Of course it is. This game, you know what? I guess. I think the ratings for the weight for this game on BGG are a wee bit less than Ardennes, I think, and I think that's right. But they're still. I want to say Ardennes 4, maybe 4 point. You know what? I'm going to check. Hang on. Yeah, there is a bigger difference than I thought actually. So Enemy Action Ardennes 4.21, and Enemy Action Kharkov 3.57. I don't think there's quite as much of a gap between the two of them, but I would agree this is easier. However, it could just be that Enemy Action Kharkov's just come out, and I'm bad. I don't do any of these. You know, I think you've got to I should be doing that, putting what I think its weight is, and putting. I'm pretty bad with all that stuff. But it could be that because it's just come out, it's maybe not had enough votes to like make it. I think it's a bit closer. It's a bit closer to Ardennes. There's not, you know, it's still a complex game. But what I was wanting to get around to, my point is that that's for the levels are for the AI. Whether you're playing the German solo or the Soviet solo, or an Ardennes, the Allied solo, or the German solo. See if you play this as a 2-player game. I mean, I don't do that. I don't have any friends. No. So I don't think it's as complex a game. It's not. I mean, if you were to put the weight down for that, I don't think it would be. I mean, I suppose I've not played it, so maybe I'm maybe I've not got the right to sort of say that, but yeah, I mean, come on, look at the German activations that you've got to go through for, depending on what turn you're on and whatever. And I remember the movement methods and the enemy action are then, and I'm gonna get to that once I go on to the other version, the German solo, and we're going to see all the movement methods, you know, there were like loads of them. Now I think they've streamlined things a little bit, and the weight of the game is probably lower, but I'm not so sure it's as much as that. It's a complex game, and you know, if you're wanting a game to compete with you, this is what it needs. That, you know, that, and to me, this is what it needs. So, but obviously, there's some people out there that don't want to. They can't be bothered with that. Like, what? All this stuff to like move this German. I mean, how long did it take me there, and what did I do? I built an IP on that unit. You know, I think that's great though. I love going through that procedure, but some folk think that's not what it is. But I mean, I think you need that. You need that to keep the game balanced against you. You know. Anyway, right, okay, that's enough of a rant, Grant. So yeah, that's more to look at now. I might this episode might not see the light of day now. When I look back and say, "Oh, what have you said, Grant? What have you done?" Right. Okay, right, I'll get this uploaded. Maybe privately at the moment. I'll maybe try and have a look. Oh, what the heck? Yeah, we'll just chuck it out there and we'll see what happens. If there's any backlash, then fair enough. Right, okay, I'll be back soon with the next part. Will be part 31 now. So yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do. Yeah, we'll wait until then. Okay, be back soon, guys. Cheers.